Stephanie with My Time Fitness, and today I have a back to basic upper body strength workout for you. So your warm up and cool down is included. We are just going to get in some very basic upper body strength exercises, stuff that is pretty well knowledge to most people in the fitness world. This is also going to be a great place for you to start out if you are new to strength training or new to working out in general and you just don't know where to start. So we're taking things really easy, nothing too crazy. You will want some dumbbells. If you don't have any, you can find other things around the house like water bottles or soup cans, or just use plain body weight and just really work against yourself during those strength exercises. Other than that, if you haven't, make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon. Let's get into it. All right, we're going to start out with an arm swing. So right here, just cross one arm over the other. Nice squeeze in the front, squeeze in the back. As you switch which arm is on top. Next up we have side bends. So I'm just going to bend off to one side a couple of seconds and bend off to the other side. Make sure you're starting up those breathing patterns. They're very important throughout your workout. Next up we have scissor chops. Right here, nice and controlled with those arms. Just pretend like you're chopping. Next up we have shoulder taps. Right here, just kind of tap on those shoulders. Nice and controlled. Again, work against yourself. You're going to start to feel it. Feel those warm-up exercises working. Next up, we have a wrist rotation. Just grasp onto those hands together. Just pick a direction and then we'll switch halfway through. Our wrists do a lot of work holding our weights throughout strength training, so you really want to get those warmed up as well. We're going to switch directions. Next up we have a rotational punch. We're going to just punch with a rotation through that trunk. Exhale on your punches. Next up we have a moving row. Right here, come pull back and squeeze really tight. Gonna lift it up, raise it up a little bit. Bring it back down. And we're gonna finish up with an inchworm before we get into those strength exercises. We will be focusing on intervals rather than reps this time through. We're gonna come out. I gotta bend my knees for that inchworm. So I used to do my walkout, so keep those knees bent for your inchworm. Out to plank, bending, back to standing. into our first group. We're 45 on, 15 off, 2 times through for 10 minutes. All right, as always, I'll let you know what I'm lifting. Pick a weight that's good for you. We're gonna start out with a bicep curl. So I'm lifting 12 pounds per hand here. Again, focusing on intervals rather than repetitions. Inhale on the way up, inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. Got that backwards. But really just focus on that motion, keeping those elbows pinned to your sides. We're all about focusing on our execution during our back to basic workouts. All about quality here, not quantity. All right, next up we have an upright row. I'm going to keep hold of my 12 pounds per hand. So we're going to pull them straight up and those elbows straight back and back down the body. Exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. It's not about rushing through those ranges of motions either. Next up, we have a tricep extension. At any time you need to drop your weight, please do so. Make sure you listen to your body. Right, I'm going to just hold on to one 12-pound dumbbell. You can get into a split stance here. It's a little bit more comfortable on the executing the exercise. Bring it back, press it straight up. Elbows nice and close, but out of the field of vision. Inhale all the way down. Exhale when you bring it up. Next up, we have a reverse fly. Thanks, my arms are already on fire. It's a good thing. I'm gonna grab 4 pounds per hand here. Flat bending those knees. Core engaged, back neutral. And you're gonna raise them and bring them down. Exhale and lift them. Inhale and bring them back down. Try to keep the rate going up and down the same. And we're going to finish up with a bear hold. So I'll be dropping my weights entirely. And come down to the mat. On all fours, and we're going to come up on those tippy toes. And hold, core engaged for that bear. If you need to, just do a regular plank hold off those knees. Or a full plank hold. Up to you. And we're coming back around to those bicep curls. Breathe through it. All right, let that relax. Going to drop down to 10 pounds per hand for these bicep curls. Arms are already burning out. Up and down. We still have a whole nother group to get through, so. There's no shame in dropping those weights. Back to that upright row. Go ahead and keep those 10 pounds per hand. Shake it out if you need to. Bring them up and back. I also kept this one on the quicker side of things, just in case you don't have a lot of time. You can make time for under 30 minutes. Back to that tricep extension. I'm going to keep one 10 pound. If any Rice Krispies, it's okay as long as there's no pain associated. Back to that reverse fly next. Again, grabbing those 4 pounds per hand. Less than 2 minutes of work before that water break. Keep it going. We're going to finish up with that bear hold. All right, drop down those weights. We're so close to that water break. 45 seconds. Go to that happy place, breathe through it. You can also drop one knee for a couple of seconds, pick it up, drop the other knee, a couple of seconds, and pick it up. Just if you need a little bit of a rest. All right, let that relax. Go ahead and get yourself a quick drink of water and come back for our second group. All right, we're starting off with a forearm curl. So palms facing down, and you're gonna bring those palms facing up towards your TV. I have 10 pounds per hand here. I suggest a lighter weight if you're not used to this exercise. Again, keep those elbows pinned to your sides. There will be a little bit of movement because of the range of motion of the exercise. Exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. Next up, we have an overhead press. I'm going to try and keep the 10 pounds per hand. We'll see how that goes. Elbows on those shoulders. You're going to press up and overhead and back down. Exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. Keep that core engaged. You don't want any leaning back while you are executing this strength exercise. Next up, we have a tricep kickback. Yikes, arms are on fire. Grabbing 8 pounds per hand here. Slight bend in those knees, core engaged, back neutral. Bring up those dumbbells, kick them back. Inhale when you bring them in, exhale when you kick them back. Next up, we have a bent arm fly. I'm going to keep those 8 pounds per hand. Yikes. Everything's burning so good. So arms a little on the bent side. You're going to raise them and back down. Exhale on the way up. Inhale on the way back down. Next up, we have a walkout toe tap. Drop those weights completely. Alright, we're going to walk it out to a plank. Walk it back and touch it up. Walk it back out. Walk it back in. Touch your other toe. You need to slide down those knees. rough. Back to that forearm curl. Drop it down to 8 pounds per hand. So walk out. Toe taps are no joke after all this lifting. Arms are shaking. Next up, we have that overhead press. Going to keep 8 pounds per hand. Dropping those weights a little bit. Keep it going. No, it burns. All right, back for those tricep kickbacks. Gonna keep 8 pounds. Back to that bent arm fly. Drop my weights down to 4 pounds per hand because that's all I have sitting here. Thanks. Bend those arms and raise. Low key, not looking forward to those walkout toe taps. At least it's only 45 seconds, right? So you gotta tell yourself, it's less than a minute. We can make that happen. All right, we're all done with those weights. Last 45 seconds of work before that cool down. water if you need it. Let's get into the cool down. All right, we're gonna start out with a freestyle shakeout. Anything that feels good, go for it. Next up, we have a tricep stretch plus a bend on our left. Grab that left elbow, pull it up and back, hand touching between your shoulder blades. You're gonna bend off to that right side. Nice deep breaths into the nose, out through the mouth. So we can calm that heart rate back to normal. Next up, we're just gonna switch to that right side. Right elbow, bend off to that left. Next up, we have an arm pull on that left side. So just grab behind that elbow, pull it up and across. Just until you feel that stretch. Next up, we're switching to that right side. Right arm. This was definitely also some great cardio. Next up, we have wrist rotations. Right here, just going to rotate those wrists in one direction. Then you can switch halfway through. You can also do this the same way as we did in that warm-up. Whatever feels more comfortable for you. Switch directions. Next up, we have a deep side bend on our left. You can come bend over towards that right side with that left arm. You can rest that forearm or your hand on your knee for support. And we're just going to switch to that right side next. Switch off to that right side. I always like to add in some side stretches when we do upper body strength because our core does a lot stabilizing our body to execute those strength exercises. So I always like a good side or core stretch. All right, and that is it. I really hope that you enjoy this workout. If you need some extra stretching, please get it in. The more the merrier. Lots of water, nice healthy meal afterwards to replenish. Other than that though, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe. Also hit that like button. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon, so go follow and subscribe on all of those. Check out my Patreon store where I have merchandise and workout programs for sale, where I have it set up where, 1 week, 2 week, 4 week programs. So lots of fun, lots of options, and our Fit in February challenge is also in there as well. But other than that, thank you so much again for working out with me, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.